It's time for football at CenturyLink Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Seattle Seahawks. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And he'll give it here to his running back. He finds an opening past the 40. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. On first down, it's Carson, and just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
The throw over the middle taken in. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
They'll run on first down. Carson. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. They'll try the left side. Hollis, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. It's brought in by Harris. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another first down.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
That's a jet sweep into the hands of Metcalf. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Now the first carry for Ty Montgomery. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
It's 3rd and 2.
This will be play number 9 coming up on this relatively long opening drive as they look to convert on 3rd down. They run it with Carson. And he won't have have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
First and goal at the 2-yard line.
What? 380!
They'll run for it with Montgomery. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Set. 180!
Max 50! Check the out!
And now movement here right away. Maybe a sign of things to come with this crowd.
Let's go!
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Let's go, D. Big Sears right here.
This is Mack on the counter. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mayfield. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Shaquem Griffin, he was relentless there as he hits home for the sack. Well, it was 2nd long, now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
180!
Watch the run. This side, baby. That's baby side.
Hurry!
Cross.
Up!
Set.
3rd and long for Mayfield. And that will be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
At the 25-yard line.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
A run there on 1st down, and a pretty good one at 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
I can't believe they let you play.
On the ground, it's Mack. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up third down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a fourth down situation. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Let's go!
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Now this throw caught left side. 16 yards, a first down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
Now a play fake here on first down. It's caught, Lockett. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the play.
Seahawks, first down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. They'll try the left side. Hollis, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
Let's make these babies cry. Bang out, bang out, bang, bang.
41 to Mike. Check 41.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. Third down here.
Well, they decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice. Able to get a hand in and tip it away.
Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. Now it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And It's a big kick, but now if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 45-yard line.
180!
Watch my board. Double dog, double dog. That's the way.
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up. King! Hurry! Done.
On 2nd down now, it's Mack. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. On 3rd down, Mayfield completes it to Coleman. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
First and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Watch the shit. Hey, watch the shit. Watch the shit.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. And we remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll hand things off to the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have a look back at a very intriguing opening weekend in the NFL. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and that'll make it 3rd down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is brought in at the 21. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
At the 40-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, 133.
Mayfield to throw it. This is Coleman with a grab. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
180.
I'm coming.
got some space here. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Seahawks 20.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss. But with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense, I got from it, and I think you did as well, they weren't real happy with how they were executing previously, so they put a lot of time and effort into it because getting points is paramount. Doesn't matter what you do otherwise, don't leave the red zone without putting points on the board.
At the 22-yard line.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. Forced out to his left. Open space inside the 10. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. They come up in an offset eye. No move for the field goal unit. They're going to go here with 5 seconds left. They go quickly here out to Moore. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And that will do it for this first half. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it.
Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
Mike, 180. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me. You don't want me. Hey, Mike 50, Mike 50, Mike 50. Pistol.
You can't block me.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Yeah.
Mike's 50, Mike's 50. I don't think you got it, son.
Hurry.
Go get him. Go get him.
Mayfield from the gun on third down. The battle for it, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. First possession of the third quarter, and interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They find some open field here. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talking about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
It's a big play there for Seattle. 44 yards. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Taking it in from 2 yards out. Here the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is up to 8. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll run with Coleman on first down. The tackle made by K.J. Wright. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. David Moore, the intended target, but now it'll be 3rd down. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Hey, watch that. Check Mike 54. Hey, C6. You ready?
So that'll back them up 5. After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long.
Hey, check. 3 now. Point it right. Hey, Charlie. Hurry. Real.
From the gun, Mayfield. He's got his man. It's Kendrick Bourne. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
First down.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47.
Hurry.
54 is Mike. Regular. 54, watch 54. I'm coming out to you. I'm coming out to you. I'm coming out to you.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Mike's 50. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Open man is born. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
14. First down, Saints.
Mayfield now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And again, it's Mayfield. It's caught. Smith. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Murray down right around the 25.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for this with Mack, and he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. He'll give up 6 yards there on the loss, and it'll bring up 4th down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Wilson. And his throw is incomplete. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. For whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when an ex-defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
58 for Mike.
Here's Wilson to throw. He's got Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards that time.
That's good for the Seahawks. First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll try the left side. Hollis. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. So the solid run on 1st, and I would imagine no real hurry to run that 2nd down play.
No, it's all in your quarterback now. He's going to keep an eye on the play clock and bleed things down, and he's not going to let the ball be snapped until it's inside 3 seconds left on the play clock. Unless, of course, you're playing a video game, you're trying to run it up on your friend.
Nice touch. Cold-blooded, too. From the 40 now on 2nd down. Wilson, coverage there by Von Bell.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now it's Wilson. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 34-yard line.
They keep it on the ground, but this time it's Murray. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Let's go, D. Mike 50, Mike 50. Stop your whining.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. It's caught inside the 25. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 46 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them a lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Hey, 33. Hey, Alpha. Hey, we got Mike 50, huh? Hey, here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Hurry. Mike 50, Mike 50.
Mayfield now. Being chased out left. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. David Moore there to make the grab. And the Saints have taken the lead. So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3.
Mike 54. Mike 54. I'm here all day. Kings.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay.
This certainly feels like they were wanting to go for two, but weren't really sure they should go for two. Do we, don't we, do we, don't we? And guess what ends up happening?
5-yard penalty.
That's right. Now you probably line up and kick the extra point.
So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for two to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3.
Point it right. Watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Crunch time, defense.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for two, when to go for one. I do love it. It helps you with your decision-making during heated times. And just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for two. Try and make it a field goal difference.
But now just up 1 makes the rest of this fourth quarter a little more interesting.
Yeah, they followed the chart. They just didn't get the 2 points on the board, did they?
Nope. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Wilson. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Less than 2 minutes to play. Down to the wire we go in a 1-point game. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for. Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. They'll run on 1st down with Marlon Mack. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. First play of the drive, lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They go right back to Mack. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Defense. Real. Mike's 50. Hey, orbit. 65. Hey, alert.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Hey, we got 3 down.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Gets it to Meredith, complete. Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And pretty good field position here. He's out of bounds right at the 35. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Hey. 41 to Mike. Watch the out.
Now Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
They begin the drive on the ground with Mack. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle at the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Staying on the ground with Mack. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. So this one a victory here for New Orleans. And partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason. And now I'm listening to you. So for the Saints, it'll be a happy trip home as they start the season with